of all the venting and small talk, well, this big 30-minute talk is over.
I
I guess we can go
forever, but
I guess we can go ahead and get this started. So I guess I better do my thing as usual. So nice that everybody's here. So I'm Phil, host of the Conversation Podcast, and I have another special episode today. This is the Black Creators Panel, part one. This is going to be part one of a two-part series. So I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, and we'll get started from there. So I guess, Bree, we can start with you first.
Okay. Hello, my name is Brianna Gracie. I'm not sure what entirely you want me to say for the introduction, but I'm currently a teacher, but I love several aspects of creativity and celebrating that. So yeah.
Destiny, you want to go next?
Sure. Hello, I'm Destiny, or you can call me Ray, whichever works. I like doing cosplay, a lot of various forms of art. Recently been trying to do more commentary kind of stuff like this because it's really fun having these conversations and eye-opening and yeah, it helps you just grow as a person, learn and develop your skills, and yeah.
There you go. Onyx.
Hey, yeah, my name is Onyx Nova or B. I am a cosplayer. I make YouTube videos. I prefer long form because I talk too much. But I have been a cosplayer for like almost 15 years now. I started when I was 15 and I turned 30 this year. So it's like almost at the 15-year mark of being a cosplayer, which is kind of crazy. Because I feel like I've just now recently gotten like kind of okay at it. So. but yeah, no, it's yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Lola, you want to go next?
All right. Hi guys. My name is Lola. I am a cosplayer. And I love to collect Funko Pops. So, yeah.
Got a lot of Funko Pop.
I have almost 600 Funko Pops.
Oh, damn.
Oh, my God.
I saw a stack in the background when your camera moved. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, my God.
That's a lot of them.
That's incredible.
They're like everywhere.
Around.
So, and I have some right here too.
Okay, that's the stack I saw. Okay,
yeah. So it's something, I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, now that we're doing introductions, let's start with a little bit of an icebreaker. I think you're going to enjoy this icebreaker. Now, imagine yourself going online and playing Marvel Rivals if y'all played that game before. So pick a favorite black superhero you would pick. I would have to say Black Panther.
Ooh.
In the Marvel universe, I'm guessing, eh?
Is Storm considered a black superhero?
Yeah, she's on there. Yeah, she's on there.
I like her, yeah. I didn't know versus how they're depicted, depending on the game or anything like that. So, but I remember seeing her as a person of color in what I've seen her in.
Yes, she's a beautiful black woman. I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Storm's a good one.
Yeah,
I love her. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's probably Storm. Let's be real.
What about you, Destiny? Anybody from Marvel Rivals you would play in the match as Black Panther?
I haven't played that game. I don't know if you mentioned Black Panther. Is Okoye in that, from Black Panther?
No, but you do have, but they do have Blade in they got Blade in there now.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's incredible.
Yeah, he shish kebab me once.
Oh.
What about you, Law? You got any black characters you would play as in Marvel Rivals?
Well, I don't know if you heard me, but I did say Storm as well.
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
So much love for Storm.
So,
I would pick Storm too.
So we got so all y'all Storm. Okay.
It might just because I want to be her. That's probably what it is. That's really probably what it stems from.
No, Mom.
She's definitely on the cost plan list for sure. One day.
I don't know which one though. I've seen, what was it? They did like the gala looks or something one year. Like they had all those I can't remember if it was like a Marvel or a DC thing where it was like all of them in like fancy dresses for like a gala or something like that. But I know I saw a fan made one for Storm, and I was like, oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, there was a wrestler, Jade Cardigan, and she like kind of did a cosplay of Storm, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of like that version.
Love.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Well, now that the ice is broken, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, I know we're not going to be able to get to every question, but I'm going to try to choose some powerful ones as much as possible. Okay. So let's start with the section one, representation, identity, and gatekeeping. So since we're all Black creators here, look, can you remember the first moment you truly felt seen or validated as a Black creator in this space? Y'all can take turns.
Okay,
Whoever
I guess
wants-
I'll go first.
Yeah.
When I started to feel like I was like, seen, and it was like, oh my God, this girl is everything. She's so dope. It was literally like when I did when I made my own cosplay, I made like my Poison Ivy cosplay, and the fact that my video right now is at 901K views is crazy. So I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, because I created it, I made it my own. So, and as much as of the backlash that I get on about the cosplay, I really don't see. I really laugh at it now because it's like the only thing that y'all can say about me is the fact that I'm plus size. Like, okay, and so it's like, what else are you gonna do?
Mhm. Hey, who else wants to go next?
I can, because I think for me it wasn't actually online, it was in person. So I started going to anime conventions when I was 15. And I would go with like my dad and stuff. My dad is Black, my mom is white. But my dad and I would go because he was the one into nerdy stuff as well. And so we would go to conventions together. And I guess because we were both Black, more Black people would talk to us. And so I made friends early on at conventions that like I still see like at conventions to this day. Like there are some of them that I still go and see. There's a convention in Tennessee I'm probably going to go to in like June or July or something like that, and they will be there, and I am looking forward to seeing them. But that was the first time I had felt like seen as a Black creator and not just someone who was like doing like not just a creator, not just a cosplayer, but like having other Black people be like, yeah, no, like you're cool, we want to hang out with you, we want to talk to you about it, and like befriend you over the years and like all that. It was very much like us together. It made me feel more, like a part of all of it.
Okay. Destiny or Bree, hey, y'all the last two. Who wants to go first?
I guess I can go if that's okay. As I'm listening, you guys are kind of like opening my mind to more things. I'm like, oh, I'm realizing more things. Because at first I was just going to say, well, being recognized as cosplayer is kind of like, I guess when people stopped just assigning me the Black characters was really nice, like when we were doing a group and like, other light-skinned cosplayers wanting you to cosplay whatever and they don't care about your skin tone or whatever, like that was definitely like, oh, okay, this is, and like like going into cosplay, I had that toxic mentality like, oh, I can only cosplay a character that I look like. So my first cosplay was Yodorichi from Bleach. But like I like her, she's cool and that was dope. But like, I'm like, oh, I like being a bunch of other characters, not just the Black ones. So it was nice when people are like, oh my God, when I'm cosplaying a character that's white and they're like, oh, you look so good, blah blah blah. And like, it feels really good to finally be like break that barrier. But then to further elaborate, I guess as a Black creator, sometimes I'll spout off about a bunch of different topics, and I feel awkward doing that because I feel like sometimes like, have I made too much about this? But then when you get people responding to you, like, thank you so much for like saying this, or, bringing light to this, or sometimes people get ostracized for bringing up not necessarily an unpopular stance, just something that typically the world has been like, let's be silent about this. We can't address this. We can't talk about this. So I'm just like, no, like silence is deadly. Like silence is complicit. Silence is just not an option. And so yeah, it just definitely helped me like be like, oh, okay, no, this is okay. This is good to talk about, and getting good feedback, whether or not it's good or not. I mean, people want to be, fight about it, whatever. But ultimately, those compliments and just keep giving me the boost I need to keep going. So yeah.
Right. And Bree, I know you don't do a lot of cosplay, but you're still a Black creator online. And we all seen some of the work you've done. Can you
Sorry, y'all. My dog is barking and shit. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Sure.
Bree, think you can run us through?
So I kind of relate to Destiny when she was saying that hearing the other ladies' answers kind of made me frame how I thought about this question differently as I heard each person. Because the initial thought that came to my mind was my first time writing poetry, and then I realized it was supposed to be being seen and recognized as a Black creator. And to be quite honest, I feel like over the years where I've had my experiences sharing my creativity and it being received by other people, I feel like this moment with it being a Black creators panel is honestly a first time where I feel like the identity plus the creativity has been meshed into one, and it's not like a one or the other, but it's allowed both. So I have to say right now, so I thank you for considering me for this.
Of course. It's nice to hear all four of you guys' story. See, y'all got me a lot more excited, more ideas I want to come up with, and I can't wait to share this and let everyone understand that Black creators are very talented people, no matter what people tells us. Just listen. There's always going to be those bad apples out there. I think y'all saw that I posted something that I think y'all saw, because when I posted that, when I clapped back at that person who was talking that shit on my YouTube page against Abby Bocoder. She was one of the ones that I brought on the group chat. Y'all had a few conversations with her, and that post almost has 1,000 views, which is insane. Like I was making a clap. I didn't put no hashtags. I was just telling y'all start like people, they just attacking people because they're just bored and got nothing else to do.
Yeah, and they got to get the consequences of being called out. Like, you said it. Like,
I honestly don't know why people do stuff like that, because you do know that everyone can see what you comment, right? And like, let it be like your family or your coworker or something like that. And because I know a lot of people, when they post stuff, I don't think they realize that their jobs can see what they post. So if you say something racist or fatphobic or homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, they can see that. And then you'll be sitting there looking crazy, like, oh, well, I didn't know. I don't know. I mean, I didn't mean to. It was a mistake. No, it wasn't. Because guess what?
My thumb slipped and the N-word came out. Sorry.
Yeah.
My
babies out here. So I'm trying to get them to use the bathroom so they can come on, because I got to go. It's crazy. Hey.
And this is why I have cats.
I know they're sweet babies, They're sweet babies. It's just, I tell you, it's like, especially my little one, like he is all over the place. He be trying to go all behind the house, down the corner, around the creek. I be like, listen, if you don't get your ass back here,
he's running to the store real quick if you need anything.
I'm gonna run to the store with him in a minute.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah. So yeah, I think we have like very amazing talent, and I think more people need to understand it, because even if people are still attacking us, like the old saying, when they go low, we go high.
And then I'll be honest with you for a second. I'm tired of going high. I really am.
Yeah.
Like I'm all over it. And I think what pushed it over the edge for me of like I don't want to go high anymore was Squid Kids passing. When that all happened, when they took their life because of the bullying they were getting for being Black, it like hit a weird spot with me personally, because I am mixed. I'm half Black, half white. And especially when I was younger, right? And I was on Facebook more. I don't have a Facebook anymore. I got rid of that. I can't deal with that page. But when I was younger and I was on Facebook all the time, like before I had like really used like Instagram much or anything, I would like post cosplays on like cosplay groups on Facebook, right? And so like on like the generic cosplayer page, whatever, it would be a lot of white people being like, oh, that character's not Black. That character's not mixed. People also think I'm Hispanic a lot, or like Latina or something. So like I also get that like they're not Mexican. I was like, I'm not Mexican, so I don't know why you're saying that.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
But then I joined an all Black cosplayer page, and I got bullied out of it because I wasn't Black enough.
Colorism.
Yeah. Now, mind you, this was like what, 2014. So it's been like well over a decade since that happened. But like, it was just like, I at the time did not really feel like I fit in anywhere. And that's why I leaned so heavily on the people that I would see at the anime conventions that I went to locally, because they were like the few Black people that I felt like actually saw me as a Black person who also wanted to cosplay. And they didn't, it was like you were saying, Destiny, they didn't care about if I was too light, too dark for a character. They didn't care about any of that. They were just like, oh, that's really cool what you did. We really liked seeing what you did. And it's just like, when they passed, it was just hard because I was like, you know, that was almost me. And people wouldn't have known about it like they knew with them due to like how the internet and social media is now and how much news spreads now more and all that. But like, after that, I was like, I don't want to go high anymore. I'm tired of being the better person because it's not helping us. It's not like we can't explain to these
why
people.
every time you turn around, we have to not
No.
Oh no, that's
No.
and just not say anything. Why can't we stick up for ourselves and say what we need to say instead of somebody always, just ignore them. You know, they just want you to interact. Guess what? If you don't interact or you just allow people to walk all over you and call you fat or call you too dark skin or too light skin or too skinny, too fat, if you allow this type of stuff, then you'll fall for anything. So it's like you have to be able to stand up for yourself. And being a Black person, it's like that for real. It's hard. It's more harder for us than it is for any other any other race when it comes to cosplaying or content creation. So it's like I don't understand. I literally just dealt with a person on my threads, got mad of what I said, basically saying it is more harder for Black cosplayers when it comes to anime. When there is a certain character, they get so bent out of shape. You can't cosplay Orihime, she's not Black. You can't cosplay Hinata, she's not Black. Guess what? She's gonna be Black today.
Yeah.
Like you can't get mad. You can't get mad at somebody for saying that when literally these characters do not exist. And cosplay is for everyone. So who made you feel like you own cosplay? You are the founder of cosplay.
And I've
like,
noticed
what are you talking about right now?
I noticed it a lot more with the anime community than I do with like superhero movies or like horror community or anything like that. And I think they have this weird thing where it's fine when white people cosplay as Asian characters, but not when Black people do. But I think they forget that the anime characters are usually Japanese.
Right. They're
Unless
not
it's
white,
like,
they're Japanese.
Unless it's like specifically stated like they're on a different planet or like in a different country. Like we can usually assume they are Japanese.
Exactly.
And I don't know why white people get the pass for being like, because like you said with like Hinata, I can't tell you how many white Hinatas I've seen at anime conventions. I cannot tell you. But I know there's been a lot over my last decade of going to anime conventions, right? And no one has ever been like, oh, nice Hinata cosplay, but she's not white. I've never heard anyone say anything like that.
Oh, that's a constant thing. Oh, I love your and I love your Elizabeth cosplay, but she's not Black. And I literally got to the point where, excuse me my language, I literally got to the point where I start my videos like, shut your bitch ass up. Because why why do you feel like it is okay for you to sit here and try to tell me, oh, you can't cosplay Elizabeth because she's not white? And I'm sitting here like, guess what? No, she's not black. I'm sorry. Y'all said that she's not black, but guess what? She's not white.
Yeah.
Guess what? She doesn't exist.
Yeah, that
And
too.
then to turn around and try to tell me about my Simu cosplay that's sitting at 130K views right now. You sitting here trying to tell me, oh, well, Simu isn't this and Simu isn't that. She's not fat. And I'm just like, guess what? She black though. And you can't say nothing about my you can't say nothing about her not being black, because guess what? There are several of black anime characters, excluding Mr. Popo, because I don't even think he's not like, I'm talking about like us.
Yeah.
I'm not talking
He
about
don't. Mr. Popo don't count.
He does not count. Exactly. And I wish people would stop doing that. I can't do it.
He is a caricature at best.
Mhm.
A racist
Yeah.
caricature at best.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
there's
that's
people specifically told not to stand up for themselves, which irritates me even more. Like, oh, so we're supposed to take this abuse and
But no.
boundaries being crossed, and like to kind of go back a bit to like not being nice or grace. Like we don't owe grace in our comebacks or clapbacks, and there's quite a lot of Black creators I've followed now on Threads. Like you guys might have heard of like Keandria, Uppity Negress, the Petty Auntie. Like I love that. That's their brand. They're like, no, like you're gonna fuck with me, and you're gonna find out real fucking hard why that's like, not okay.
yeah.
And I'm here for that kind of activism right now, because being like being all nice about it isn't fucking moving mountains.
Right
like
here,
Yeah, true.
and then the people that are gonna like come at you for like clapping back, like, oh well, you're being nasty now, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Like
You're right. I am. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think Bree has something to say.
I was just gonna add that while I acknowledge I am not necessarily a part of the cosplay community, so there's nuances and probably events that have occurred over the years that I'm not aware of or versed to. It's interesting and in a way surprising, but also knowing our world to a degree not surprising that I can't remember who, but someone mentioned that these are fictional characters. And I know it's very different cultures, but if we think about even how Halloween is celebrated, something in America where people dress up and portray other people, you can portray anyone that you want to, regardless of race, gender, whatever. It's who you are choosing to dress up as to portray. And so it's interesting that the philosophy will carry over to this other practice and culture that in that surface level way at the least is similar. You're portraying, someone else who you want to portray. I don't know. It's just a very interesting difference and kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Where things are like double standard or hypocrisy. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Well, like, 100%.
Well, and I think a lot of it has to do, at least with cosplay, the popularity surge that it's had over the last like 5-6 years. Because basically, when COVID hit, a lot of people turned to TikTok, and a lot of cosplayers were on TikTok at the time. And so a lot of them were making content at the time. And so a lot of other people got into it. And so, which is good in general, like as a general thing, that's fine. But because it has so much popularity, like Megan Thee Stallion cosplays sometimes, and so we have celebrities doing it now instead of just like us in our houses dressing up and going to conventions. So I think it's reached that level of like, and I do think the bullying is a fad, but it's reached that level of being a popular fad that everyone feels like they have input on it, even if they don't do it. Like people watching like the Olympics or like a football game or something. It's very much like they're watching from the sidelines while yelling from the couch, but they can't even get in the club. They're not even doing it. Like they're not a part of it. And so it's like, it's Halloween, they don't think about it. For Halloween, they're just like, oh, well, yeah, we dress up. That's what we do on Halloween. But like, this is what we do year round. This isn't just a one day out of the year thing. In fact, for Halloween, that's the day I take off. I dress slutty and that's it. Like, I don't care. I'm going out to drink with friends, and I have a pair of cat ears that sits in my closet specifically for Halloween. Like, that is what it's there for. I don't use them for anything else. And I have a black dress I wear with it, and it's a Mean Girls Halloween every year. But like, I think it's because it's different for people. It's a different, like, it's a different. They don't connect the dressing up of Halloween with the dressing up of cosplayers. And I do think it's because, there are people who get paid for cosplaying, whether it's for brand deals or like they win a lot of contests or like whatever it is, right? There are people who do make a living off of this. So it's a job for some people, but it's like the constructive criticism that people give does not help anyone. It's like and it's not always about race either. I've seen it a lot with just like costumes that people make where it's like, oh, well, that's great, but it's actually this color, or like it's actually this size. Like, you made it too big, you made it too small. That's
like you talk about the nitpickers. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The accuracy police.
Yeah. And that's and they do it with. This is such a side note. Have you guys heard of Wig Guy?
Wig Guy? That
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
So,
He is a guy who goes on. He's so weird. He's a guy who goes onto cosplayers' pages and tells them that they should just use their natural hair instead of a wig. It's so weird.
That guy, he talked
He's
to my
so creepy.
the other day.
He literally, like, I have gone off on him once or twice in my life, but he literally, like, will you stop it? My cats are being menaces. But he will like go on people's pages and like be like, I love your cosplay, but you should really do it with your natural hair.
I would have like, well, how about you?
Who asked?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, who asked? But also, like, ew. It's so weird. But like, there are so many people. Like, as many lovely people.
For your preference.
Yeah, well, like as many lovely people as there are in the cosplay community, of like as many wonderful friends I've made over the years. There's also this large group of people that I don't talk to.
wow.
I don't care about them. Not because, like, oh, I'm too good for that. They're just weird. They're nitpicky. They're rude. Nowadays, I've seen a trend of being like, she has to be AI. This girl has to be. This isn't real. Because AI is a thing.
Yeah, because you saw some of those posts, and I think I saw some of your posts back then, Destiny, where it's doing like cosplay AI, which is like, these people rely on AI for all the stuff. It's like, this is like, it makes me cringe every time I see it.
And it's getting into a weird race-facing territory. Because it's what I've noticed is that the trend is, so there's this like program you can use, right, where you film yourself doing the motions, and then you put that video into this program, and you take a reference image and you upload that reference image, and they overlay the reference image to your movements, right? But it's a lot of guys doing it, and they'll take women's photos, right? But it's not always women of the same race. They go for the, like, what's the word? Like the exotic looking women, like the tanned, but maybe still white women. And they'll take those photos and they'll upload them into this program, and there are whole pages dedicated to this, like these AI cosplayers but it's just dudes in their house dancing in their basement, and it's like,
and then you get these incels commenting, like, "Oh, you look so good, baby,"
because they don't know it's fake. But a lot of it's just like photos of girls like taking selfies in mirrors and stuff, so you can't clock that it's fake. We're getting to the point where you can't tell that these aren't real women, which is getting into a weird territory too. But it's like they'll be different races on the same page. And I'm like, so you either think this is the same person doing blackface, or you think multiple people who look kind of similar are on the same page?
Any research, like like it's so easy to kind of research and just go to the profile, look at it, and you could usually discern a couple things.
Because one time I did get fooled. No, I'm really big into music. I like making music, and so my feed gives me a lot of that. And there was this young lady, maybe like 21, 22, and she's living in India, Indian, and I really thought she was rapping. I thought it was surreal because her hair was kind of messed. Like it wasn't like a perfect image. Like it was like it looked like, you know, like a normal person going about their day, doing their little video to try to promote their song. And then I, you know, like the video keep on going. And then a few posts later, it's another person talking about how this girl's going viral and she's an AI artist. And I was like, stop.
No.
I'm
been betrayed.
Like, it's kind of crazy.
Dude, I know AI music's getting bad too. Like AI generated music is having a very serious problem. And I don't know if you guys know this. I heard someone talking. I don't know if it's actively a feature right now or if it's like we're going to release this down the line or whatever. But apparently on Spotify, they are making, because they've had this feature for a while that's like the DJ that they keep bringing up. And so the way the DJ would work would be like, oh, here's a song we'll think you like. And then if you do, great. If not, it tries to recommend you another one. But now they're doing a thing where it's like, I could just be like, I want to hear Frank Sinatra sing like a Fetty Wap song. And then you type that in and it like tries to fuse the two of them together and like make the song happen.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's actively a thing, but yeah, no. And it's terrible because now all of these artists are going to have their voices on songs that they didn't have a part in.
I don't know if it was through Spotify, but I've seen that. I think actually a couple years ago, actually, like a YouTuber like PewDiePie, and they made him sing a song that he didn't just because his voice is out there. And I was like, that's
and that's the thing. That's been a thing for a hot minute because before AI, it was all deep fakes.
Yeah.
And so like there are programs that can deep fake voices where essentially you feed it the way I've kind of figured out that they work. And I'm assuming this is how it works with the music one as well. But they take, like, for example, PewDiePie, because he has so many videos, they take the videos, feed them in, and it looks for like keywords, like generic be, is, and then like other words that get used a lot, and like the sounds that those words make, and you feed it in. And so it like generates the voice. Because people were trying to do, like, before we knew how bad generative AI was for the environment, they were trying to be all like, oh, we have generative AI voices, but the people have consented to being the voices, which I feel like gets into a weird, dangerous territory. But it's essentially like AI voice acting. So it's like you pay the person to use their voice, but you're not having them actively record it. I think
Amazon's trying to do shit like that. They're trying to do the AI dubbing again, and it's like that. Stop.
Yeah, Brianna, there was a lovely anime redub of a very serious anime that was like, no, stop, don't. Because it was AI.
Yeah.
And there's like a scene where someone like he was like dying actively in front of this other person. And they were like, no, it's okay. Don't do it. You'll be fine. And they got called out for it because it's AI. And they were like, oh, we're so sorry. We'll remove that. No, they're bringing it back.
Yeah, they're trying to
that's insane. And, you know, I try to keep an eye out for all kinds of AI stuff, you know, because when they did Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion MCU, they did that intro in AI. I was like, what the hell is this?
The Olympics had an AI intro. They had this. It was a small. I don't know if it's like a transition video or like what, but it was used, and it looks like a skier in like the jumpsuit kind of thing, and then she like jumps through the Olympic rings and comes out the other side wearing like some sort of, I don't remember what country's garment it was. I'll be very honest with you. I saw that it was AI and I half watched it, but she jumps through the ring and she's wearing like the traditional garments of some country, right? But it's clearly AI generated. It's like so clearly AI. I'm like, you could have just paid someone to do this. You could have gotten people in that country to animate this for free, so their shit could have been on the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because they would have done it. Are you kidding me? If they had just been like, hi, we would like a fan-made little thing for the Olympics. You guys submit your videos. This is kind of what we want it to be like. They would have had thousands of submissions. Thousands. It could have been really cool. But instead, it's lame. Instead, it looks stupid. Oh, I hate it. And it just makes me not want to be a part of it. If I see anything's AI, I'm like, I'm not buying that product. I'm not watching that thing. I'm not doing anything.
Unsubscribe, unfollow, buy, block.
Just boycott. All we can do is just keep calling them out, tell them like, hey, this is what they're doing. They can't be using it because some people rely on AI these days, and it's becoming a constant thing. But us ourselves, sure, we use AI sometimes, but only if it's like certain stuff, but not to replace anybody because we don't want to replace our voices, etc. Music, anything that they can get their hands on. We just can't allow that. We just can't. So.
And I think a lot of people forget that there's a difference between generative AI and like AI assistants and things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of generative AI that's labeling itself as an assistant, but like the AI that's used in like Microsoft Word to be like, yeah, you spelled that word wrong.
Yeah.
It's not generative AI that's destroying the planet. It's just an artificial intelligence that knows the dictionary. It knows that word is wrong. But like so many people, like, oh my gosh, I was at the mall. Oh, Lola.
Oh my bad. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh,
It's just really like a lot going on right now because I'm trying to like make moves while I'm still in the panel. So
you're good. You're good.
Here. I'm listening. But I wanted to say something about the whole AI situation. The thing is,
go ahead.
I really feel like AI is very dangerous. And literally, I don't know if y'all seen like a couple of months ago, they made like an AI video of a lot of young Black guys saying that they were going to attack ICE or something like that. And I'm just literally sitting here like, y'all doing all of this, but ICE is them Proud Boys and them J6ers. So I'm just like, it just baffles me that this country is so deeply rooted in racism. It's ridiculous. And the thing that makes me mad is the fact that there are some of our own just oozing for the approval of white supremacy, and it's irritating as hell. Y'all want so bad for the approval of a white person when literally when it all boils down to it, and I have to say racist white people because all white people aren't racist. I have to say that because I don't want nobody to get it misconstrued. But the thing is, they want so bad for the approval of these people when literally when it all boils down to it, they will not pick you. Slavery and racism, all of this stuff is literally still going on to this very day. And the crazy part is, y'all don't want to take the time out of your white supremacy lives to really sit down and learn about history. Black history is history, honey. So don't sit here and try to act like y'all have a history. Y'all don't have no fucking history. Y'all don't have no damn history. I'm like, literally, can you like you as a white person, a racist white person, can you literally sit there and act like you knew that they used to eat Black people? That they used to throw our babies in damn lakes where fucking alligators, use them as fucking bait? Do you know that they used to use our teeth and take our skin and make shoes and furniture out of it, and then take our hair and stuff the furniture with it? That they used to take, literally, they take y'all children to lynching and treat them like they were events. Do you understand the meaning of picnic? Pick a nigga? Like, stop, please. Like, stop the cap. Y'all literally are standing outside of schools where little Black girls are trying to go get an education, and y'all are literally calling her a Negro and all type of other little crazy stuff. Now the crazy part is, and I don't care if I step on some toes with these white folks. Let me tell you something. If the roles was reversed, because
that's what they're worried about.
Yeah,
y'all would not last in them cotton fields. Y'all wouldn't last because y'all can't even be out in the sun too damn long. You gonna burn to a damn crisp.
But that's what they're worried about. The ones that are really racist, they're worried that because we fight for equality, they're worried that we're gonna make them, they instead of them being up top and us being here and we just want to hear, they think it's gonna shift. And they are afraid of that. The old ones anyway. Yeah. And it's just like, and I think that's why we have so much like digital blackface happening right now.
And
like,
that's sad.
Well, because you were talking about those boys, and that made me think of this post I saw. It was these two white boys trying to like do gang signs or something. I don't know. They were looking stupid, but they put it into like ChatGPT, and it said, "Make us into black men," and it did. It in the name of Jesus. Like the outfits were the same. I think it maybe added like a chain or something, but like it like I was like, okay, but like I don't remember their exact prompt, but they put it in, and it was the same image, but it made them black. And likewise, there's a lot of. I had an ad on a game, like I was playing a game on my phone and got an ad, and it was.
Y'all are okay.
Erase the clothes off a girl. I saw that. If that's what you're talking about.
No. I saw one that was like, you know, those apps that are like, you can borrow up to whatever amount of money, right? Like those kind of ads. Mm-hmm. It was an AI generated one of a black woman in a kitchen. Now, mind you, she looked fine. She looked normal. Like they didn't like characterize her, but like she was there and she was like cooking, and that's what clocked it for me was there was nothing in that pan. But like she was, and her skin looked weird. But she was like, she had the stereotypical black scent and was like, do you know how hard it is to feed a family of 12? And I was like,
a guy working on it right now.
What? I was like, and it was just so like, and then whatever the app was, being like, I borrowed X amount of money until payday to feed my family. But it was so racist. But if you just, because I didn't watch it with sound the first time, because I usually don't have sound on my phone if I'm playing a game, because I don't need all the little bling, like I don't like that. But like the next time it came up, I turned the sound on and I was like, no, this is just racist. Like that you could have hired a black actress to go and do this. You could have gotten a black influencer to film this in her kitchen. And
right? Or maybe not even a black person, because that it like
it doesn't have to be a black person.
Black people are poor, like the
script would not have fly.
But
like, you could have just hired someone to be like, hey, but they wanted to be racist with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were trying to pull that race card. And it's crazy how much shit people are getting away with AI. And there's no regulation for any of it. So it's just like, we all just kind of have to like use our best judgment, which like I've definitely, like Brianna was saying earlier, I've definitely liked a video, scrolled a few, and then had to go back and be like, oh, no, oh my God, like that's not real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's terrifying that we can't trust our own eyes right now. Like that's so scary.
Yes, that is. That's true. I just pray that you know, people start to realize and understand that this stuff is dangerous. All of this stuff is dangerous.
I'm just looking at Twitter with the Rock undress her, and they're doing it on children.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Disgusting.
And it was accurate. Like not accurate to the kid, but like it was an accurate, image. And that's the disgusting part. But also I think Brianna.
Yeah, I said using like the best judgment, and it made me think about a thought that I've been having throughout this conversation as it relates to all of us individually are creators of some right. I'm curious thoughts in regards to how we think that will change how people show up to their creativity in the digital sphere, with knowing that, we agreed to these terms of these apps. Like,
well, it already is changing.
I'm battling with that myself. Like showing up to my Instagram every day is.
I'm seeing a lot of people abstain from uploading artwork and stuff instead. Or, what do you do?
Yeah, I have a friend who has a pretty big following on Twitter for her art, and which is why she's still on there. It's just because she has, there are still a lot of people on there who follow her, so she's like, well, shit. But they've had to start uploading
Like
their
watermark?
artwork as like either a GIF or as there's like a trend apparently right now where you can split it into 4 images. And then when you're scrolling, it's just like 4 random, like the box is on our screen right now, 4 random images. But then you click it, you open it, and it's the full image, but it's spaced with the little blue in between for like spacing it out. Because now they let you do like long images, so people are using that to their advantage to like show the art without it being one image that can be stolen from. Because now there's huge, the bars in between from the spacing of the images. But it's like people are already doing it. Because I mean, there are people using generative AI to write stories. There are people who are using it. I met this guy at the mall yesterday because I was going to go bug a friend. And he was talking to my friend because she was at work. And he was like, we were talking and it was great. And he got weird because he was a white guy. And I was like, I knew I shouldn't have trusted you. But he like, that was my first mistake. But he was talking and he was like, I don't remember how he brought up Brazil. I don't remember how he brought it up. I'll be honest. I was only half listening. I'll be real with you. I was just waiting for him to walk away from my friend so I could talk to her real quick. But she was at work, so it's not like I could just be like, come over here. But he was like, I always wonder what it would be like if I was born Brazilian. And I was like, this is going to go in a weird direction. Yeah. I'm not a fan of where this is headed. And he's like, I use my chatbots, plural. First off, let's start there. But he was like, I use my chatbots to come up with ideas. And then I'm like, tell me what this would be like if I was Japanese or German. And I'm like, that's so weird.
What's
this is normal. I just met you and this is a normal conversation for you to have?
The hell?
The hell? That was the most blackest reaction. Everyone just was like,
well, I literally had to I think I froze in public. I think I just like .exe is not responding. Like I was like, out. I was like, what? Because I was just like, this is a real man in front of me right now. Because at first I didn't say anything because he was like, he was in a wheelchair and it was clear that he had to use a wheelchair. He was not like an ambulatory wheelchair user, right? And so he was saying, so I remember because the only reason it stuck with me is because he was saying oh, the Brazilians know how to party. They love to dance. We should all dance more. And I was like, I mean, yeah, if you can, absolutely go for it. No one's stopping you from hitting the dance floor, by all means. And I thought it was maybe he felt like he couldn't because of being in a wheelchair. So at first I was like, I'll listen to what you have to say. I'll see where this goes. But then it turned into the weird, I wish I was Brazilian. I wish I knew what it was like to be Japanese. And I was like, this feels like an inherently white experience that I cannot connect to you with on any level. That's not for, no, I cannot. That's not for me. Because I've never once, I've always wondered what it would be like if I, if I grew up and I went to a German school, that might be interesting. How would history be taught differently if I went to a school like that? If I went to a school that was in Egypt, how would I learn about the world differently? I just like to know that angle from people of what, because I don't know if you know this, but most American schools teach about World War II as if, America was this big great hero that came in, saved the day. Whereas as if we didn't know it was happening. Whereas what actually happened is that America knew World War II was happening from jump and just was like, we don't really want to be a part of this. We don't really want any part of this. And then they finally, after 2 years, were like, I guess we can help. And so they came in at the very end of the war anyway. The war was already wrapping up.
Yeah, I heard they didn't actually know exactly what was going on too in regards to the the huge racism and stuff, the huge acts. I don't want to graphic with that, but yeah.
No, yeah. There were things happening that people don't want to talk about. People like to act that alligator Alcatraz is the first time that's ever happened on American soil. It's not. People just don't know their history.
Kind of go back to what Lola was saying, but still kind of on this topic of people trying to pretend racism isn't a thing, or it's just on threads, people will be like, oh, you guys are just, perpetuating it. You're just being a victim, victim complex and all that.
You're dragging it. You're dragging it. Can you just get over it? No, sweetheart.
Yeah.
you can't
Or they
sit
act
here
like us
and look,
talking
they are the
about it.
number one. White people are the number one people to play victim.
Mhm.
All that time, y'all sitting there doing all that. Y'all could have been there and read up a little bit and say, "Oh, now I know. Now I see why black people are like this." But the white people that literally took the time to sit down and read and researched and used Google, because Google is free.
Yeah,
They would know how we feel, and they would know why we feel like every time you turn around, it's always something. Literally,
Because
y'all,
it is.
y'all are following a man who's racist, who's been openly racist. This just ridiculous.
and even the ones who aren't being actively racist can still be problematic. Like, I'm
Exactly, you're
seeing the trend of,
condoning it.
yeah, they're just like
Mm.
talking back to it, or just like, yeah, anything to like say that, oh, it's all in our head, we're just perpetuating this divide in humanity. Like, I've been seeing it so much on threads, and even I got this from someone in my life who was white. Like, she's just like, oh, you're just, you're just online too much, you're feeding into this media, because I was pointing out how like white people will only know the names of Renee Good and Alex instead of Keith and all the other names. Like, it's just like, that's something to look at, that's something to point out. And she's like, no, it's just a divine tactic and blah blah blah, and trying to like insinuate that. Yeah, go ahead. No, that's
Yeah, and I like how you said that, because when I saw what happened, there was this one dude on threads as I was watching Tizzy Ant's video saying like, this person who thinks this is funny, they let Grok put Renee Good naked and dead in the car, and I was like, it's the race to the bottom with you guys, and you belong with all the bottom feeders down there.
insane. And then the same ones that will be like, all up in arms that we're not gonna mourn Kirk, like, fuck that guy. I'm sorry, not sorry, but like,
Exactly.
I see them make images of Renee Good getting shot in the neck. Like, what?
Like, may he rest in peace. Like, I don't care. I said the same thing. I literally made a video about that guy, Joey Swole, who made the video about Hulk Hogan.
Mm.
And he wanted to get online and say he wanted to apologize. I said, nope. No, I don't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You knew what you were saying, and it irritates me that you call it the blacks. I hate that. I'm sorry. Like,
That,
you can still say African American. You can say that. You're saying the blacks like we ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? And child, like, y'all came from the Caucasus Mountains, child. And then nobody know nothing about y'all.
Oh,
y'all hate us so much. But y'all try to go get your butt like us. Y'all hate us. Y'all want y'all lips
they
like
don't
us.
care.
Y'all want everything like us. Y'all want y'all skin like us. That's why y'all be trying to go get them tans and stuff.
Yeah,
listen here.
That's me. They're just
I
like,
don't want to hear it. I look
be
it's
racist
like,
and
I
still
don't
want
want
to
to hear
tan.
it.
Like, okay.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. If y'all hate black people so much, why do y'all want our hairstyles, our dance, our music, try to cook like us? Why do y'all want that if y'all hate black people so much?
Yeah,
They just
I
think Bree had something to say. Did you have something to say, Bree?
I wanted to kind of take it back a second to when we were talking about. So I know the initial point of the conversation was artificial intelligence, but also taking it back to the education piece. And then what Lola was saying about the lack of awareness about Black history, and also like the actions that white people have done throughout history. And I feel like those two things tie together in present day. When I reflect on some of my experiences with teaching and children, students, whether that be from elementary school to high school, even college, having access to AI, and how that has impacted and affected also social media as well, how that has impacted, whether you want to talk about attention span, whether you want to talk about literacy, are the stamina to do assignments, and then therefore also teachers choosing how they want to teach things, because most of my teaching career has been in Florida, which is a state where a lot of, in the last 8 to 10 years at least, a lot of restrictions have been placed on what
Tasha likes you now.
the school district wants teachers to be talking about or how they want them to talk about it. In my own classroom, I received backlash for talking about certain things that realistically should just be basic parts of discussion talking about history. And I think that I strongly feel that a lot of these things need to be addressed for some of those bridges to be gapped. When it comes to the history that we're teaching and how we're teaching it, or how in depth we're going, whatever is age appropriate for that age, obviously. But I don't think teachers should be scared of talking about those things, because realistically, those are the things. If some children feel uncomfortable because of that, that's kind of a good thing. When I think about how Germany goes about education, they don't shy away from that history because they don't want it to repeat. Are people uncomfortable? Yes. But the fact that they're uncomfortable means that it's not going to happen. Ignorance possibly guarantees that it will happen again. So that's just a little thing I wanted to add into the conversation in regards to education, because I feel quite passionate about that.
No, yeah. I grew up with 2 teachers and a grandmother who are all teachers. Both my parents and my grandmother are teachers of all ages. My grandma teaches like preschool. She's a Montessori school teacher. And then my mom taught, teaches. She retired and then she came out of retirement. But she teaches somewhere between 2nd to 4th grade, depending on where they need her. And then my dad taught high school and then went to college for a while, taught at a college for a little bit. And I also have a friend right now who is actively teaching high schoolers. And the change of, like you were saying, attention spans, and it's so bad. I've seen videos from teachers who they will tell students they have to handwrite a single paragraph, full sentences, complete punctuation, and these kids throw a fit about it. They're like, what? No, like that's so long. Why would you do that to us? There are film majors in college right now who are struggling to sit through a film. You are a film major. That is what your major is. And they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm just not interested in watching a full movie. Why are you here then? You're gonna make a full movie and you can't watch it?
Why did you waste your time coming here then?
Exactly. It's a waste of time for everyone. And don't even get me started on the censorship of history books. But it's gotten worse in red states because they are choosing what parts of history to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's just I think we're going to have to do a lot of work as a society to bring attention spans back up and to fix the history that we've been lying about for so long.
I also want to add on to that critical thinking skills, because that is the history. Because if we press harder, I know growing up personally, teachers would scream critical thinking skills. I know teachers still are. But with those skills, I feel like the youth can be looking at what's happening around them and better determine, not just be so fooled by things, not just see the post and be like, oh, that's truth,
Yes.
I'm really concerned about that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a gripe I have with religion, particularly Christianity. It's like you're literally not taught to analyze and think about things. You're just told a story. That's it. Don't think beyond it. Don't ask questions. That's the word of God. That's unquestionable, and you just blindly follow it. And then that kind of translates into them following stuff and not having critical thinking skills, and it's dangerous combinations.
I remember my first time as a child, because I grew up in a family who went to church every Sunday. My parents got married in the church, and my first time being in the adult sermon after being in the youth whatever group that we would leave the adults to join, And I remember the pastor, like, because, you know, as a child, you're told, oh, God is all loving, God is this, God is that, God accepts all people, blah, 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 you know, all the good stuff. And then he was telling me how, or not telling me, but the group of people, oh, if you do this, you're going to hell. If you do that, you're going to hell. And I was just like,
Yeah,
hold up. Like,
Hold up.
that's a lot.
I told me the past 8 years, like, it threw me for a loop, and I was so confused why there was such a contradiction. I didn't have the word for that at the time, but
you're not
Yes,
allowed to question it. You can't question it.
I think.
Because if you question it, then you're going to hell. That's not allowed. No questions.
Yeah, it kind of pissed me off because I also grew up with church and whatnot, and I was like, yeah, for a long time just blindly following it, and I used to be ignorant too in a lot of things, and then kind of like what pissed me off about it, what kind of broke me free from that was like my cousin's funeral. Like they were like he was abused his whole life, and he unfortunately committed suicide. So, and then they're just like going up there and saying all this God this, God that, and God's plan, and he's with his father now, and his father was one of his key abusers, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that made me mad. So I'm like, I guess people can be like, you know, wholesome and like with spirituality and all that, but like just most of it, you just see that stuff and you're like, what? Like it just icked me out.
I don't. Sometimes that's what I don't understand. Because I mean, I'm a Christian, but I believe in God. But I damn sure ain't them Christians that like how these motherfuckers is. What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like you could be good with it.
Like
but
what do you what do you mean when God says come as you are? Why do you turn up your face when I walk up in here with a mini skirt on and a halter top? God says come as you are. If I walk up in here with my girlfriend, I'm not, you know, not getting her, but I'm just, you know, I'm just talking, you know, and it's just like, but you say come as you are, and then how can you as a woman literally be against abortions, but will literally always be willing to let a motherfucker fuck you raw?
True. You know, it's nice that you. I guess
I'll be having about 5-6 churn. I don't understand. And then here y'all go with this. Well, I don't know why they get this image of us like we the only recipients on SNAP benefits and the government assistance when y'all are the number one. Y'all are the number one recipients of government assistance. But then y'all get online and have these bird brain ass takes, and then y'all end up losing y'all jobs. So now you gonna have to be the one standing in that line over there trying to get the food stamps. Yeah. So miss me with all of that. Miss me with all that. I don't understand that type of that type of BS rhetoric that they be spewing, and it's like y'all have to understand if the country would come together as one, literally, even the coons get it together and realize what's going on. If they get it together, we can go against this man in this White House, and they don't understand it. If we, as a country, come as one, then there is nothing that they can do to stop going to these stop going to buy all these high ass purses and all that BS, all that Michael Kors and carrying on. Stop going to shop for Black Friday. Do y'all know that Black Friday they sold slaves? Like stop that, please. Like just stop.
I think the sense outweighs the insanity.
Why are y'all still supporting this BS, openly knowing that they sold slaves on Black Friday? Why are y'all still giving y'all money to that? Why are y'all? That's the thing. Why are y'all still going to these restaurants? Stop going to McDonald's. Stop going to Wendy's. Stop going to Chick-fil-A. They putting stuff in the food. Literally us people. So it's like, why are y'all doing that? It's getting to the point like literally you got to grow your own damn food. But it's like, bro, listen. They have been putting stuff in food for years, and it's insane. Like my man, y'all really okay with eating people? Like, what is you talking about right now?
Yeah,
it's really disturbing when you think about it, all of the crap that this country has hidden from people, but there are a lot of people that have told the truth, that have came forward, but all of a sudden out the blue they disappear. That's why literally it was literally a video that I seen last year, but I happened to watch it today. This lady basically said that she like don't sleep with your phone like facing you. She basically was talking about it got to the point where she heard somebody talking to her and she cut her phone off and they still was talking to her, saying, I can't see you. And they was speaking in some language. And that's why I said they are watching us everywhere. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. It's scary. This world is so scary. It's a nightmare. It is a horror film. Even with all these movies, bro, those are training videos. You're literally putting all this stuff in our face when we go see these movies, and then they want to have so much to say about about anime being so political. We knew what anime they was talking about too.
Yeah, they were talking about one. Yeah, they were talking about one. And like I said, I think y'all know about Tony Weaver Jr. He's been posting a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's my dog. I met him. He is so cool.
Oh, Bree says she doesn't know.
Please inform me. I'm not online all the time.
Oh no,
so.
He's a content creator. He's from Atlanta. He actually lives here because I live in Atlanta. So he's from Atlanta. He's a content creator. He has like a really dope book. I want to say it's a manga or it's like a children's book, but he's really very, very influential. He talks about a lot of situations that goes on in the world. He's really dope. He's a very nice person. I met him at what was it, MobileCon, I think last year. He's really sweet. And
yeah, I met him at Anime Week in Atlanta too.
Yeah, he's dope. He's a really dope content creator, and I love the fact that a lot of Black content creators speak out. Like they spoke out with calling out some content creators last year that basically got found out, like the cosplay in the cosplay community. Yeah, they were literally going to anime conventions, like preying on females, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't even really be liking anime like that. Y'all go to conventions to make fun of us, to call us weird, and all of this extra. But the thing is, like I said, at the end of the day, God looks high and sees low. He see everything. He see everything. He hear everything. He know that you've been looking at your niece when she come over and she have her shorts on. He know that you've been looking at your you've been looking at your nephew as a grown woman. You looking at your nephew basically telling your nephew to touch her down there and stuff. Like, bro, he see all this creepy stuff. God didn't put these people. Y'all are not saying y'all was born to be pedophiles and child molesters and stuff. Somebody did something to y'all, and then y'all just continue to feel like it was okay to do to other people.
And I will say it is a children's book that Tony Weaver Jr. wrote. It's about it's like it has a weird, I think it's just called Weirdo, but it's him explaining how he was trying to find his community as a Black nerd as a kid, and he wrote it for other kids who may not feel like they have their community. But it got really popular for a while. I think it was on the bestsellers list for a little bit. But he talks about a lot of it's a cute book, but he talks a lot about specifically issues that happen in nerd spaces, but he will branch out to other categories, like what happened with the AI generated White House video and stuff like that. He'll talk about things like that too. He just will mainly stick to the nerd zone as much as possible.
Right. And I mainly feel like, he does stick to, talking about, nerd spaces and stuff, because I don't know how long y'all have been into anime and comics and stuff, but I have been into anime and stuff since I was a kid. And back in the day, like when you be in school, like I didn't Naruto run down the hallway or nothing, but I dabbled in some stuff, So like it makes me laugh that mainly white people are the ones that are picking at us about anime when I'm like, you're not even Japanese. Like, I'm sorry, what? And you're sitting here trying to tell someone about, you ain't no real anime fan if you don't watch sub and
gatekeeping.
First of all, there are so many things that the sub watchers are missing from not watching it in English. And I'm gonna say this: I'm old. I am 36 years old, and guess what, baby? My eyes getting tired. So guess what? I'm gonna watch it in English. Thank you.
I like how you said that, because I had an interview with the I had an interview with another person yesterday. It was another voice actor. I was venting really because there were so many instances where people were just attacking the voice actors for all the hard work done. Because if y'all remember that situation when they did Gachiakata, they attacked Zeno Robinson because he's saying, "Oh, you're not black enough for this character." I was like, "Where is this coming from?" And it's like, I was telling them like, "Hey, I don't care who's voicing the character because it's like as long as the show is good, I'm gonna watch it. I don't care who it is." And it's like people get into all of these fandoms and they got all kinds of stuff to say. Like they just do it for attention. And as me and Destiny had a conversation when we were having that discussion back in season 1 of this podcast about blackface, where there was some situation with Halle Berry as Ariel from the Little Mermaid, and you said yourself that Sebastian the Crab he has a Caribbean accent, which is actually necessary. if you remember that at Destiny.
Yeah. That people were just like, of course, coming at the black actress, but it's just like if the Crab has a Caribbean accent, it's safe to assume it's in the Caribbean, so having a black mermaid makes more sense. Like, I don't know.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is this eating y'all up so bad? Like that stupid girl that made the video about what's the character's name? Astrid. Like,
the dragon.
Astrid.
She
Yeah.
was mad. She got what the fuck? Girl, first of all,
I think it's a control thing on their part because it's happened with Ariel being black, Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon being black, and then Annabeth.
One Piece.
One Piece. But I was gonna say Annabeth from Percy Jackson.
Yeah,
they made her black as well. And every single time one of these characters is made black, they're like, "Well, you're taking." Like, I remember someone saying that Halle being Ariel was taking representation away from white redhead girls. And I was like, first off, the animated movie's still there. Yeah. Merida exists, so let's not act like she's the only redhead that y'all have. But it's the fact that they are so. I do mean this in a generalized sense because obviously people like in themselves can be different. But on the whole, it seems like a lot of white people, whether they realize it or not, have this need to be the center of attention. They cannot handle when they are not the main character in something. Yeah. And so I genuinely believe that's why a lot of them, circling back to that character isn't black. I think that's why they get so mad when black people cosplay non-black characters. It's because in their head, like if I go ahead, let's say I cosplay like, I don't know, if I cosplay Miles Morales, people will probably be like, "Oh, cool, whatever, Jennifer Miles Morales, sweet." Yeah. But if I go and I'm like, "Yeah, I want to be Snow White," they're gonna be like, "Well, yeah, but she's like white though. Like that's the whole like she has to be white. Like that shit. Like it's them seeing themselves in that character. It's them seeing themselves in Naruto as a little white boy. It's them seeing themselves in Luffy, in Nami from One Piece. They're like, oh well, you can't make those characters black though, because that's not how they're self-inserting into those characters. And then
you get the privilege of having the white characters, whereas we don't. So it's like, imagine how it feels.
With One Piece, like Phil was saying, Vivi is the character that they changed to be a person of color. Mm-hmm. And that makes sense because Vivi's in the damn desert. in the anime, she is paper white.
Folks in the desert.
She is paper white in the anime.
Is it like some white folks in the desert?
Yeah, no, like she looks sickly in the anime. And so they made her brown because she's in the desert.
It's like, bro, like,
it blows my mind that people are mad about that. Because
it gets to a point, and that shows how much racism is even in the anime community. It shows how much, bro. Why do you care? Why do you care that I am cosplaying Boa Hancock? Why do you care that I'm cosplaying Nami? These women in these animes are not white. They actually don't exist.
It's all control. It's all control. Bro.
My petty ass low-key wants to like specifically cosplay characters that upset white people.
That's what this is right now. her name is Catherine from the video game Catherine, and she's a skinny white blonde bitch. That's what she is. Her whole thing is that she's a bimbo. She's stupid and she's flirty. That's her whole thing. Her whole job is to be hot and dumb. That's all she does. She's stupid as hell. And actually, she's pretty smart. She knows what she's doing. But she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's her whole bit. Do you know how much white men hate when I'm her? Well, white women more so than white men. But like,
it's a fun little like.
Are okay with it. But like, so that's neither here nor there.
I was gonna say, if y'all remember, Captain America: Brave New World came out 1 year ago, and I actually enjoyed the movie because but the thing is, people were just disappointed because Steve Rogers wasn't back as Captain America. I said they were just complaining that they was just complaining Steve Rogers wasn't there, and I was like, y'all, come on now, like he gave Sam Wilson the shield for a reason.
Yes.
Listen, if you pay attention to the context of Avengers Endgame, he said, I finally get to put down my shield because I've earned that. Like he Steve Rogers throughout the Infinity Saga, he was on a mission.
And he did earn it.
So
people would complain that how they're like when they're changing characters to black actors, they're like, "Ooh, why don't you make your own like whole new story or whatever," which is a stupid argument. But that one actually gives like a legitimate like, hey, it's passing on the torch. There's like an actual story purpose, and it's like they'll still fucking complain. So it's like,
but that's the problem is that none of them read the comic books that they're from. So they don't know that already happened. These aren't new.
Or when they do make a black
happening.
Show or like a brand new show, they'll still complain and be like, propaganda, agenda. It's like,
I remember like when Chadwick Boseman passed, and then so obviously Shuri now became new Black Panther. They were like, "Oh, you can't have a female Black Panther. It doesn't make sense." There have been 3 female Black Panthers. There have been 3. Because it was like his grandmother, his mother, then him, and then Shuri, I believe is how it breaks down. Like she was not the first one, but none of them read the stuff that it comes from. And I have a friend
period would be an accurate statement too. Sorry.
Yes, but like okay, I have a personal gripe with the new Wuthering Heights movie that is coming out because
it's a love story. That's all.
So Wuthering Heights, the problem is that the main man is supposed to be Black. He is supposed to be a man of color. And the man that's in love with the main woman is supposed to be a white guy who's like in love. So it's supposed to be like not unrequited, but like an illicit love. It's not supposed to happen. So the fact that it's 2 white people and they made her love interest that's like in love with her, but she's not in love with Brown, that pisses me off. Because it's part of his character. It's part of who he is in the story of like, I don't like, we're not supposed to be together. And it's not just like some Romeo and Juliet thing of like, oh, well, our families don't get along or something. It's literally a race thing. And they removed it from the story. Pisses me off.
Yeah, like I noticed when you see like them make choices, who they're casting the colored or the people of color as, like what was someone pointing out the other day on Threads? I think it was like they're saying like colorblind casting. So like a Cinderella movie, like the parents were white and black and the son was Asian, and then like comparing to Bridgerton where they do have a lot of people of color, and like but then sometimes it's still like the darker people are like the servants and not necessarily like the main cat, like.
No, Brianna's right. The original, the original Cinderella.
Okay, yeah.
We didn't we didn't know what we had.
Yeah, Brianna was talking about the original, the Brandy was talking about, right, Brianna? Brandy?
Yeah, that's the only Cinderella in my heart. I don't know what you're talking about. But no, they do it on purpose. It's all like, I think like, okay, I don't know if you guys remember the Sydney Sweeney ad that was the denim jean ad. I don't know.
Don't Don't even get me started with that,
But,
okay?
Yeah.
well, so here's the thing. I learned that was not the first time that ad's been done in America.
Wasn't the first, wait, okay. So I think the movements that she did was inspired by, it was something where it was a very young model doing it, and the model was also not a fan of her doing that because of the circumstance in which I'm butchering this story, but the circumstance in which the age and the poses and the platform.
Well, so the poses, yes, but the actual like, I have great genes, racist part of it that happened in like the 90s. But the ad was laid out differently because it was the 90s. So she was the girl next door. I don't remember who the actress or model was in that. But she's like, instead of it being Sydney Sweeney on the ground, it was this girl like jumping into a pair of jeans, right? But it's the same ideology of like, oh, well, genes are passed down from from parents to children, and like talking about the genealogy and then being like, I have great genes, right? And it's always been kind of a dog whistle-y ad even then. But like, back if you had just seen that one, you would have been like, oh, that's cute, that's quirky, doesn't necessarily seem racist, like just out of like out of context. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we all in our own families
being like,
what?
Ooh, can we get away with this now? Like it feels like they're just like bringing it back.
Yeah, well, they are, because, and I think that's why they made it, because Sydney Sweeney is known for, like, she's extremely sexualized in the media that she does. And I saw she did that boxing movie about the female boxer.
I think that's the only one where she wasn't sexualized.
Yes, and that's why it tanked.
Oh, okay. Oh,
it's because it was she was playing. I think it was about a queer woman. Yeah, and she was not sexy.
Not to pick that one.
Because let's be real.
Straight.
Oh yeah, no, but let's be real. If she had just been a lesbian but was still hot, they'd be fine with it. They wouldn't have cared. Like if that's what happened, they'd be like, "Oh, that's hot," because that's how they are. But no, she's overly sexualized, and she knows that. So that's why that ad was all like sexy. That's why she was like laying down, putting it on, like shirt unbuttoned. You know, like it was on purpose. It was on purpose. Yeah. Because for the men who saw it, they're like, "Oh, Sydney Sweeney, she's hot." And for the white women who saw it, it's like, "Oh, I wish I looked like Sydney Sweeney," right? But then like everyone else was like, are you listening to what she's saying though?
And the word choice, they could have wrote jeans like JEANS, but they put jeans.
They knew what they did. They know exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually didn't know that they wrote the actual GENES. That's crazy.
On like the printed ad, it says like I have great genes.
That's
double down on it.
This whole time I thought it was a play on words. Still offensive. But
in the original one,
it was. But yeah, they knew it. It was deliberate.
They did it on purpose.
Yeah, they did. It had to be intentional. I was like, this seems intentional, doesn't it? It has to be.
It is. So 100%.
White supremacy.
I'm curious how many people are going to actually tune. Like, I'm sure right now, if you were to ask how many people are going to tune into Euphoria, a lot of people would be like, no. But like once it actually drops, I don't know. I have watched both seasons. I don't have as much interest in it at the moment, but there's also so many other people. But I'm curious if the wave of dying support for things that she's a part of will continue with the show that was established before her reputation has been tainted.
I honestly wonder, I think it's going to literally be Sydney Sweeney versus Zendaya. How much do people love Zendaya versus hating Sydney Sweeney?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be the real bad, because I mean, there's other great actors in that show. I watched like the first few episodes of season 1 and I said, this is simply too stressful to watch. I can't do this. Like, it
is a lot. I waited like months before watching the second season. I had to like mentally be in the space for it.
And that's the thing. And, like, there's so many heavy subjects. I also just am not a fan of sexual content happening with characters who are supposed to be high schoolers. I think it's weird. Yeah. Like, I mean, you can have like, I don't know, what happened to the 90s where they would like, you know, sit on the couch and like fall over and you wouldn't see it because the couch back blocked and we knew what happened.
Yeah.
We knew that like, we don't need to
insinuating
it, right? Like, it's weird. It's weird to see it. But like, that's just why I was like, I can't keep watching this. It's weird. But I do think that like, it's really going to boil down to people being like, well, we need to support Zendaya and like Hunter Schafer because I'm assuming she's still in the show. But like it's gonna be that versus how much do we despise Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah. I do want to say one thing, and I know we got so deep into this and everything. Like, I think we pretty much covered like most of section 1 and 2 so far. We've been talking. I know we've been ranting a lot. I'm just trying to make sure we still stay on the topic as well.
Yes.
But
you gotta corral us. We're just gonna go off.
Yes, it's okay though. But I do want to talk about let's see. Let's talk about. Well, I think Bri has a good history with mental health situations. I was wondering if we can talk about that part as well. Let me just make sure I know where it was. What was it? See, I lost track. I was like, sometimes I don't even have my questions lined up correctly. Come on, where is it?
That's a good point to raise because the mental health factor of all this.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to find it, but it's like lost somewhere.
Okay, while you look for that, I'm not gonna lie. I've been having to use the restroom for like the longest time. So if you find it before I get back, whoever wants to
go ahead and do that.
He's free.
I'm trying to find it. Well, tell you what, while she's gone, how about we answer some of other questions? Like, let's see. Why are all these? Why does it feel like I can't find the darn thing? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Do you know? Let's see. Did you have like let's see. When that's not right. Let's see. God damn, why is this hard to find? Come on.
Oh, I have this weird thing too. Like I get at work, I'll get a phone call and I'm supposed to like redirect it, and there's like a huge directory list, and I'm like looking for a specific name. I'm like, I can't see it. And I'm like sitting there for like 30 seconds, but like, oh crap, I can't find them. I'll just send them your number and get them. And then after I hang up, I'm like, oh.
What? All right. How about this one? What do you wish non-Black fans understood about why Black representation in cosplay in creative space actually matters?
I can't tell you how many little Black kids are excited to see me. Like when I go to a convention.
Yeah, that's the most rewarding thing.
Like that's the best part. Like even if they don't necessarily know what character I am. Like there's a character named Remy from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. She wears like a little pink dress. She has a little pink bob. And this little girl came up to me once and she was like, "Oh my God, it's Sailor Moon." No, I look nothing like. I don't know why she thought I don't know if there's a pink bob. I think it's the little girl in Sailor Moon who has the pink
Chibi Moon.
hair. Chibi Moon. I think she thought I was Chibi Moon, but I didn't care. I was like, great
for you. I'm Sailor Moon.
But like, I think as cheesy as it sounds, I do think it's the Spider-Man rule of like anyone can wear the mask, and assuming that someone can't is dumb. Like I do think because also when I started cosplaying, like Destiny said, I felt limited to only cosplaying Black characters because for the first ever convention I went to, I was Harley Quinn, and then I felt weird being Harley Quinn. Like while I was there, because people didn't my friends were getting like oh, you look so great, right? And like, mind you, my cosplay was not the best. It was the first one I ever made. So we're gonna be nice to 15-year-old me. But like it was hard, right? And like I've been Harley Quinn, I don't even know how many times at conventions now, right? But like I always have the if I'm cosplaying a Black character, which I've really only ever done online. But like, if I do, I get more support for it than I do for non-Black characters, except like Raven. But I think that's just because Raven is really popular. So like, I think they're cool with that. But like, I think it's just a lot of kids being like, "Oh, look, it's a Black person dressed as a character that is not Black. I can do that. I can."
Yeah, it opens that.
They can see themselves in characters now that they didn't, initially see themselves as. And I think that's always really nice.
Well, hey, y'all making a difference, even dressing up in characters. Be like, hey, little girls can be this character, little guys can be this character too, which is really something important and powerful to have.
Oh yeah.
And I think just like
I was just gonna say Raven would be someone I would want to. That's the girl from
The Teen Titans.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, you
Yeah.
should. I'm going
Right,
to
she's like
support this
everyone's
wholeheartedly.
favorite.
My goal is to get everyone to cosplay at least once in their life. That's because it's fun, and I think like people get like stressed out about it, especially people of color. I think get stressed out about it because of the bullying and the not fitting in and stuff like that. Like they feel like, oh well, if I like for me specifically, I remember I did like it was like if MJ took the Spidey suit,
Yeah.
but everyone was like, oh, the Zendaya MJ. And I was like, no. But then the next time I wore it, I had a wig that looked closer to her hair. So I was the Zendaya MJ, and people loved it because I looked closer to the skin color of Zendaya than, I forget that chick's name. Oh, I just watched
Gwen?
that. Is it
No.
Gwen? What's the name of the chick in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, Mary Jane.
Yeah, the actress. I can't think of her name.
Oh, sorry. I don't-
Kirsten Dunst.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because I had like a red wig. I used to have like the Spidey shirt that's from the comic book. Because she has like in the comics, which I think is so funny. Because her legs are broken. Like there's no human way anyone could sit with how she has her legs in that comic book art. But she on the cover is like sitting with like her legs all fucky, and she's like holding a cup, and she's wearing like a Spider-Man shirt. And I'm like, would Mary Jane really wear a Spider-Man shirt? I don't know. See, I don't know if I'd wear a fan
Definitely some
shirt
fan
of,
service kind
of my boyfriend's secret identity, but yeah, no, definitely fan service because her legs were in ways that only an Olympic gymnast could possibly pull, or like a contortionist.
That's
It
interesting.
makes no sense. Like physiologically, it makes no sense. Because I tried to sit like that, and I was like, "Ow! How did she do that with her legs?" I had to test it. It just was so. I was like, "There's no way she's comfortable on this couch right now."
Posing is painful.
Oh, being a woman is painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess like more elaborate on the question you asked, Phil. Kind of like hoping for more people to see Black creators, and I guess not just for like cosplay. On many sides, like yes, it's like what B mentioned, like the little color kids being like, hey, seeing representation, that's so important. Like that video I'll always mention, like when the new Little Mermaid movie came out, and all those little Black girls were like, oh
Yes,
it looks like me, it's just like, oh, that looks like warmed by heart and stuff like that. And then yeah, you're dressing up as characters, and little Black girls or Black boys coming up to you and you're like, oh, you're so cool, just like seeing the light in their eyes.
mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, like white people seeing you, like just like so they can gain more perspective and maybe more empathy, and just hearing more perspectives and seeing it. Like sometimes they need to see the racism in the wild to actually like, because they don't believe it still is going on, or like they don't get the severity of it. So then it just kind of helps click for them a bit more. So
because it does happen at anime conventions, like in your face, it'll happen. It's not just guys online hiding behind a picture profile. Like it happens in real life. Especially
and sometimes it's
like,
not so blatant. It's just like a tiny little thing, and you're like, "Whoa, did you just say that?" Like,
yeah, it's offhanded. It's usually an offhanded thing where you're like, "Did you mean it that way, or am I tripping? Like, am I being too sensitive?"
That's right.
Because I could just be being too sensitive.
Yeah, it's hard to like gauge whether or not you're like, "Am I just quick on the draw here?" Or like, but I mean, it's still like good for them to know, I guess, like to think. Like to get at that kind of thinking, like, okay, maybe this can be taken this way. Maybe I should rephrase it or refrain from saying this, or understand the implications and nuances. Like,
and I think a lot of people don't mean sometimes they say things that just come across like I've seen a lot of Black cosplayers will do like textured hair for a wig, and like if the character has straight hair normally, they'll like do an afro, or they'll do like braids or something. Like they'll mix it up so it's like a Black hairstyle on this character for their version of the character, right? And people will be like, "Oh, that's really cool, but like, why wouldn't you just wear a straight wig?" And it goes
Yeah,
back
and
to
you're
the
like,
whole like
"Oh."
combining, like Brianna said earlier, it's the taking of the race and also the craft and actually putting them together and not it being either or.
It's like fan art.
It has, yeah, it is a fan art. It has to, and it combines them, right? And that's why I follow Cartoon Network on Instagram, and they share fan art of different artists, and that includes, like, they just shared one for Black History Month, which included like Marceline from Adventure Time in her vampire form, but it also includes, like, you know, the really textured hair, they really like blacked these characters and then they were like, yeah, they share this fan art from these people. They're like, yeah, happy Black History Month. They have no shame. Cartoon Network does not care who they piss off because they know they can.
Right on.
But like, they're awesome. I love them. And they share posts for like Lunar New Year, and they'll share posts for like Ramadan and like oh, what's the word? They had one for Kwanzaa. Like, they share not just like Merry Christmas. They're, you know, they share different
cultures and stuff.
cultural things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people get mad about it. People will be like, Marceline isn't Black. I'm like, well, she is, first off. So let's back up. But you're not going to take Marceline from me. So let's stop. But also, it's like, they almost get like offended that we have something that they don't. Like Lola was saying before about how they want to look like us and talk like us and dress like us, and like, don't even get me started about the bastardization of hip hop that has now moved over to K-pop and J-pop and like all of that. Like, as much as I love a lot of K-pop, that's what it is. They've taken a lot of things from Black culture and have bastardized it into this whitewashed version, because it is a whitewashed version. It's the palatable to the white audience version.
And they're using stereotypes and maybe like some aspects that, yeah, I feel.
And but they do, and I swear they do it to cater to the white audience. Like, that's what it like. That's because I think they know their target audience outside of whether it's Korea or Japan is white people. And so they're like, oh, well, we want to, huh?
I was just about to add, because before this, I was going on Instagram and I came across a page that's a salon based in Korea that specializes in doing Black hairstyles on Korean hair, like locks and braids, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I did not know this was a thing. Like, I knew that sometimes it happened, especially in K-pop, but I didn't know it was to the point of
salons.
yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
That's
though,
amazing.
Like, but also, like, I don't know, and more so, I guess, as a woman than as a Black person. But I don't know if I'd be safe in South Korea. You know what I mean? Like, at least by myself. I mean, I'm sure if I lived with other people in general, I'd be safe. But like, I've been to lots of different parts of Europe, and it's weird because it's not the same as it is here, right? The racism is different there.
Yeah, different flavor.
We can agree on that. Like, you
it's
know, like,
different.
You have to, and my mom and I had a discussion about this. Like, when you guys go to different countries, you know, being as a Black person, you know, because, you know, I've been dying to go to Japan for a while, and Bree knows this too. I'm actually saving up money right now. You go to different places, and they have different laws in place. And it's like, you know, Japanese people see Black people kind of differently. You know, they have their own like jurisdiction, and sometimes they are shy. But you also got to learn that, hey, you're in a different country. We got to learn how to adapt when you go to a different environment.
And I think that's more of an American issue than a Black specific issue. I think a lot of Americans, like, I can't tell you how many posts. I'm losing my mind over this shit. I cannot tell you how many posts I've seen in the last 2 weeks of Americans going to Europe and being like, why won't they take the US dollar? I could scream. What do you mean, why don't they take the US? It's the US dollar, bitch. What did you think it was for?
Yeah.
It's not we don't have a universal currency on this planet. I wish we did. That would make everything a lot easier. But we don't. We have to, like, have you never seen it? What?
I was even just thinking that because I just got back from Mexico the other day, and some places do take American currency, and I was just thinking how sad it is that they're trying to cater and how heavily influenced they are by the States, and how, like, I don't know. It's just,
but like, to go, like, I don't know. It almost makes sense. Like, especially if you were close to the border for Mexico, that people would be okay with taking the US dollar. And likewise, if they were like, I don't know if they do or not for Canada, but I wouldn't be surprised if some places did take the US dollar so close to the border, just because it is close to the border. And if they go over
That would make sense.
to the US a lot, then like that would make sense, right? Like if I lived in Canada, but I know I go to US for business a lot or something, sure, yeah, I'll take the USD. I'm going there
I mean,
anyway,
the coins
right?
we definitely do because they're very similar. So it's like whatever, the quarter from Canada or the States.
But yeah, I can't tell you how many Canadian quarters I've ended up with while counting a drawer at different jobs. But like, and I'm like, well, we'll find out what happens with that later.
Yeah.
But like, or what I did once was take a quarter out of my bag and keep the Canadian quarter for a while. I think I still have it, but it's just like an ignorance for people in America to not consider what it's like outside of America. Because I also want to go to Japan one day. I've that's a bucket list place to go because I haven't been to any Asian or African country, and I'd like to at least hit up a couple Asian and a couple African countries before I die. But like at least one, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to hit some of the continents, right? But like for me, it's like I don't assume that I'm going to be. It's like a main character syndrome for Americans.
Yeah.
I don't assume that I'm going to go to Japan and be like, here is my US dollar. Please take it as your payment for this. Like, no. Like, I saw some lady, she went to France and they wouldn't let take her money. And I was like, well, yeah, because you don't have the right money. So it's like, duh.
And yeah, that's like another thing to consider too, like going, because I did go to Japan and I didn't necessarily feel, because you hear things, right? You're like, are they going to be scared of me, or are we a gimmick to them? Or some people, not to like just say Japan, but you know, like to different races in general, like sometimes Black people are a gimmick for them and stuff like that. Or like, you know, like how people have a preference of like, there's passport bros, you know, like the white guys that go and try to date women from Asian countries because they think they're more submissive, or trad wife bullshit. Like it's kind of gross. So like, and same with like, I've heard people say like jungle fever when having a preference for Black people, and it's like, okay,
that's a term from Nam. That's a term from like the Nam era of society. That's from like the 70s. I didn't know that was still being used.
Yeah, it's crazy. I heard it not too long ago. I was like, okay. Or yellow fever, they'll say for 8, like, it's awful.
Yeah,
but like,
that's from the 70s. That's like the 60s, 70s.
Yeah, I guess they're keeping that, trying to keep that, perpetuating that shit.
They need to let it go.
Yeah, honestly. Old news.
Nice. Well, if we're done with that, let's get to the mental health part, because I found the question earlier. So I think Bri might like this question because I think she's dealt with a lot of mental health situations as well, if I got that correct here.
There's definitely been parts of my career where that's been a heavier focus for sure. So I'm confident I'll have something to contribute to the conversation.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Like, what personal boundaries or practices have you had to develop to protect your mental health while remaining visible online?
Oof.
Good question. Who wants to go first?
I feel like I may chime in a couple times during this conversation, but the first thing that comes to mind is honoring whatever that looks like uniquely for you. So I feel like today, present day, the big pressure is you have to be consistent. And while I acknowledge the benefit that comes with consistency, I also think it's important to sometimes check in with yourself and ask yourself, like, is that a realistic expectation for me right now? And also, I think that this would tie into it, like perfectionism. Like, maybe consistency for you is important, but if it's a struggle for whatever reason, maybe being able to have some leeway on what consistency looks like. I don't know, like, that's just a very specific example, but I think just honoring what you need versus what you feel like you have to do to get to whatever goal you have is, I think, the best approach for avoiding burnout and keeping your peace and sanity, and also knowing when to log off. Like sometimes, like I said earlier, going into this deep dive and rabbit hole of these files and all the layered information that comes with it, because for years I've been into, I guess, what now isn't as much labeled, but previously labeled conspiracy theory talk. And with a lot of this information coming out, a lot more people have been talking about those subjects. So I've been extremely curious, like, okay, what is the rhetoric now? What else are people finally openly talking about? And it's not being labeled as crazy or blah, 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 blah. But then that's like so much being put into your brain and your sphere and your spirit that it can be overwhelming and in a way like overtake your energy.
And this goes back to that situation with Squid Kid back in a few months ago when she was being bullied, but she also had mental health issues, which is really kind of like traumatized. Because, you know, so many people spend so much time on social media these days, and it's like, hey, we see new stuff every day. Listen, I'm on my phone 24/7. I only see a few posts, and then I go back to my day. But sometimes social media can be a little bit draining for your mind as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like that was such a good point to make. Like, you want to stay informed, and it's changing so quickly, so it's hard to stay on top of everything, and then like the algorithms and then like the consistency. Like the algorithm literally pushes you to be like post ever like more and more and more like quantity, and you really want to focus on quality, and it is draining. And then getting this barrage of something blows up, something happens, or your comment blows up and people are coming at you. And it's like, I don't remember if we said this before you started recording, but what B mentioned with like kind of going dark, like, you know, at this hour, everything's off, phones down, done. I just need to like turn my brain off and enjoy something. I've been trying to set boundaries better too, because I have been really bad with that. But like I will say like, hey, I'm down to have chats in my DMs. I'm open for that. I'm open to be here for anyone that needs. But there is a point where it gets a little too much if that gets pushed and taken too far. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm not your therapist, maybe, you know, and stuff like that. And yeah, sometimes you just need to step away and like Bri mentioned, do it at your own pace. Like, what do you get out of this? Are you having fun? Are you happy? Just kind of block out the outside noise. It's like, yeah.
And lately, you know, I haven't been posting a lot of pictures lately because I was like, I just got tired of it. And to be honest, I just be posting just to get people's attention. But I learned my lesson. I don't post things without any context behind it.
Yeah.
It's scary doing that because like someone will take stuff out of context or try to twist your words and narrative, and it's like I can't even be sarcastic online because people fucking get that. I'm like, I don't want to be misunderstood, and I'm like, that's yeah.
There's been a trend of a lot of posts being like clearly sarcastic and people being like, I can't believe you would say that. Like, no, they're not actually. It's a joke.
It's a joke. Yeah, I have to put like /joke or a little laughing emoji or something so they know. Like,
yeah. But for me, in all seriousness, I haven't like been doing much content creation over probably the last 6 months. Just because life got busy, I've had to change jobs, and like I had a surgery that wasn't planned for in August, so like that threw me for a loop and like all that stuff. But like also just like with the state of the world, it's been hard to like want to dress up in silly fun costumes and make silly shit. Like it's been like that's been real. Like I've had to be put on a new depression medication because I've just been like, I can't do this like right now. Like it's too much. Like it's just so heavy. And I'm working on like being less at my phone all the time because it's kind of like what Phil was saying. Like I'm on my phone all the time. It's a problem. Like I'm trying to like. It's gotten to the point where I'm like, I'll be like in my house and I'll have my phone in my hand, and I'm like trying to do the dishes, and I'm like, what am I, 14? Like I just put the phone down and do the damn dishes and move on with my life. Like it's not that they can wait 5 minutes for me to do my dishes and like move on with my day. But it's because there's so much. It only started once all this news kept coming out. Like I became so dependent on my phone being there all the time because I'm like, well, what if something changes? What if something crazy happens? What if he does something crazy at the White House and like we don't know about it? And then like crazy things happen and people have to call me because I never have my phone on sound just because I'm in multiple Discords and that would actually drive me insane to get notifications for all those all the time. Because I tried to mute them, but then I miss people tagging me and stuff. And then I was like, well, okay, whatever. So my phone's silent all the time. But it's like one of those things where I'm trying to get back into creating so it's not completely lost for me. But I was getting burnt out on it just because I felt like I was doing too much in my personal life and then also trying to do this. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, people have to be able to find the balance within themselves to like be like, okay, this is actually stressing me out. It's okay if this cosplay doesn't get done for this convention. It's okay if this video takes a little bit longer to come out. Because I know, like we said, the algorithm wants a video all day, every day from us all the time. Doesn't matter what it is. Has to be this long and this short and use this song and not this song. And, you know, there's a trend happening right now. So you got to get on that before it dies in 3 days. And like, it's just like, there's so much that you could like drown yourself in trying to keep up with. And it's just not worth it. But yeah, I've also started doing the like, I usually wait until I know my grandma's gone to bed. So in case she calls me, if she doesn't freak out, if she can't get through. She's 70. Listen, I can't have her having any freak out. But like, once I know she's asleep, the phone will go off for at least an hour. I use my phone as my alarm. My new goal is to get one of those old clocks, like those old ones that has the beep, beep, like that one for my alarm clock. So I can just not have my phone in my room at night and just get rid of it and like move it off. But like, it's just becoming such a like the first thing I did this morning, I woke up and I paid a bill at like 6 a.m. I hadn't even got out of bed yet. But they were like, this bill's due soon. I was like, oh shit, okay. And I was like, why is this the first thing I've done with my morning? Like, how is the first thing I do like, oh, gotta grab this little brick in my hand and like scroll for 2 hours while I fear reality and then get out of bed and take a shower. Like, so I think we need to, as a society, work on how much we consume daily of all forms of content, not just like the news and the serious stuff, but like the jokey stuff too. Like, too many people are like I have friends who don't really know what's going on in the world because their whole feed is just memes. And I'm like, how do you not know what's happening right now at all? Like, how am I the one informing you of
I get not knowing every little detail, but yeah, like at least, you know, general.
Well, like I don't even know if they knew about the shootings that happened in like Minneapolis.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah,
that's what, like, I mean, they were so like,
wow,
just not with it. And I'm like, how do you live in America? Like, this isn't this isn't like, oh, well, if you lived in a different country, I could understand like if the news didn't make it to you, especially because I do know our news is so like censored right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, you live in America. How do you not
even like walking on the street, talking to a stranger, the cashier or someone.
Yeah, like someone must have mentioned it to you and you were just like, I don't know who that is. Like, we don't, it's just, I don't know. So I've just been trying to disconnect more and spend more time doing things that aren't technology based. Trying to get back into doing art because I haven't done art in so long.
Yeah.
Trying to read more, you know, trying to be more of like what I liked when I was a kid. So I'm not as miserable all the time.
Understandable.
That's really what it is.
It's true. Well, it's nice that you guys have like different ways of doing and maintaining mental health. Like, usually when I get offline, I just try to get on the Xbox and play some games. Then I just pick up a book and just read.
Yeah, listen. Oh, I've been playing Skyrim a lot, so I feel you. I've been neck deep in Skyrim.
I will say though, like having this space for conversations like this is definitely another method, like especially other colored people like get it, who understand like this. That's a huge, like, because I've never really had much connection with other colored people growing up, so I've been like out, like I just white people, like I voice a issue or concern and they write it off or something, so it's kind of like, it's damning, but it's so nice to be able to connect with other people who get it, and it's just so refreshing and vindicating.
Also therapy. I feel like I didn't mention it, but I love my therapist. I think everyone should go to therapy. I don't care if they think they need it or not. I think everyone should go to therapy, get you a therapist, talk about issues. Because I will say I've had a right-leaning therapist before.
Oh.
Before the current therapist I have now, who is very much like on the same wavelength as me. She's also closer to me in age, so I think that makes sense.
Mm.
This was an old white lady, the one before. But yeah, she was, I mean, probably like 50 something, I don't know. But it's so weird that you can have all these like deep interpersonal discussions about like, yeah, this is what is going on with my life and why I'm in therapy and all this stuff. And then you can say something and you can visibly see them like, oh, you're one of those. Like you can see the shift behind the eyes of like, literally, I think I brought up something about how stressed out I was about Trump being in office. And then like the next session, she was just like, yeah, anyway, I can't be your therapist anymore. So,
Oh my god.
What?
yeah, I was like, oh, like literally, I was sitting down to have it wasn't like at the end of my next session.
Oh, it just started. Oh.
I was sitting down and like I talked to her for about like 15 minutes, and then she was like, yeah, so anyway, I don't think I can help you anymore. So
That's insane.
That is wild.
And to be clear, my current therapist is also white, but like she's like, I don't know, 30. So she's like 31. She's around my age. So it's like I think she gets it more because she's definitely more left-leaning, but also more like, you know, aware of what's currently happening because she is on social media more and stuff like that, and she knows what's going on. We do still have things that I'm working on with my therapist, trying to get her not to use AI, but we're getting there.
I feel like that's, oh, my bad, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, I feel like that's a really relevant point when it comes to therapy. And I remember a family member of mine growing up was kind of going in and out of therapists, and I kept trying to advocate for like, okay, this person is not connecting with these therapists. Why not try to find a therapist that is more alike to them than these old white people? Like,
yeah,
like there's going to be a disconnect because there's not an understanding that can just be understood without being spoken. And even if it is spoken, there's still the high chance that it's not going to be understood, as we've seen through the examples. And I don't know. I just think that that's a valid thing to consider when finding someone to confide in, even if it's not a therapist, even if it's a friend, someone who can at least understand or in some way relate to the experience you have can greatly determine how helpful that resource and confidant can be towards you, especially when it comes to nuanced topics.
I do advocate for getting a therapist of your own race and gender, though, because I've had a Black female therapist before. The only reason I don't still see her is because I had to move states. But like, and then, you know, insurance wasn't going to cover that. But it's nice having someone that you know gets it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like there are things like, to her, I didn't have to explain like how nervous like ICE being around makes me. Because like I live in a red state, and I live 4 minutes from where ICE is stationed in my city. Maybe not even 4 minutes, might be like 2, honestly, if you don't hit the red lights, right? Like you can get there relatively fast. I have to pass it because my pharmacy's on the other side of it. And it's one of those things where it's like, she gets it. She understands that I'm stressed out about it, but she doesn't fully understand why I'm stressed out about it. Especially now that they're allowed to like racially profile people and stuff. Like now that that's a thing that's happening, it's like I get nervous every time I leave the house, right? Because like I live in a largely Hispanic neighborhood. I live near no less than 4 Mexican restaurants and no less than 3 Mexican like grocery stores. Like I am in the Mexican Hispanic side of town, right? I am in the Spanish speaking part of town, and they know that. The apartment complex they're right next to is predominantly Hispanic. Like they know where their targets are. And I just live here because it's cheap. Like I got a good deal on where I live, and I've been living here for a few years, and we don't pay anything for rent really. But like it's it's also just like every time I leave the house, I'm like, are they gonna think that something's like, are they gonna stop me? You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where I get nervous, you know? And so it's like, that's my therapist she gets it, but she doesn't get it, you know? Like, she's a white chick. She doesn't have the fear when she leaves the house every day, you know? Like, she doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't have a target. Like,
Yeah,
and like
she
you
doesn't-
mentioned, you're
True.
being biracial. You can be racially ambiguous, and with racist, they don't fucking.
Racists don't care.
Yeah, they lump it everyone together.
The biggest issue I have with colorism within the Black community is because I've been told by so many Black people, like, oh, you're not Black enough. I am the target of many, like, well, you can only celebrate half of Black History Month. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not Black enough for the Black community. Racists don't care. They know I'm not white. They don't say like, oh, well, she's half white, so she's fine. No.
Yeah, no,
they're like, oh, she's Black.
Yeah.
Oh, or they think I'm Latina or something. Like, but they're like, oh, she's not white, and they know that. So racists don't care, and that's why colorism within the Black community bothers me so much. Because I'm just like, we literally only have each other, y'all. Like, we're at a point where when shit hits the fan in this country, which it will at some point, most likely, we're only gonna have each other. We can't rely on our white neighbors because we don't know what side they're gonna take. And that's the scary part. Like, we don't, like, I mean, I know it's so funny to me because if you go down the street to my house, right, on one side of the street, it's mainly like 95% like Hispanic people. And on the other side, it's like 50% Black, 50% white. And some of those white people have the like MAGA Trump flags in their yard. And I'm like, do you know who your neighbors are?
Yeah.
Do you know what side of town you live on?
That's interesting.
Like, they don't care. That's the thing. I will say though, I did see a sign once in someone's yard that this was, mind you, this was before Trump was elected this time. So I know he didn't vote for Trump this time around. But he was like, I am a recovering Republican and I am fighting my rights and I'm sorry. And
Republicans Anonymous.
it made me giggle, but I was also just like, oh. And he seemed like a sweet old man. I was doing a delivery order to his house. So I was like, he seemed like a sweet enough old man. But I was just like, I know it was before this previous election. So I was like, okay, he's fine. But he doesn't live near me. He lives on the other side of town. But I'm just like, there are people that like, we're around it. I don't know if we can trust, accept each other. And if we start being like, oh, well, you're whiter, so you're safer. Like, I'm not. I've had grown men put their hands on their guns in grocery stores as I walked down the aisle.
One time,
Like,
one time I was driving. Okay, in Florida, there's like a country part, which is like kind of in the middle. It's called Ocala. And I was driving from the Springs and I was taking these back roads and there was these group of like white teens in their yard or whatever. They're holding a rifle. They pointed at me in my car and I am baffled. Like, my jaw drops as I drive past them because I'm like, they are really just unapologetically shooting a gun at a fucking stranger right now.
And they don't care.
No, they had a smile on their face. I was like, what is happening?
I mean, these are the same people who make their, 10, 11, 12-year-olds hold guns in, Christmas family photos. Like, they don't associate guns with what we associate guns with. Even Black people who own guns, I don't think associate guns the same way as white people do. Like, we don't like my grandfather owns a gun, but he only takes it out every so often to clean it, puts it back, make sure it works if he needs it. But he doesn't go like to hunting ranges or like shooting ranges or like go out hunting or something. It is a self-defense and self-defense only item for him. And he doesn't even take it out of the house. It's just for that, like if a home invasion happens or something. Like you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we need this for when I go to the grocery store or when I'm going down the street. Like, it's just so crazy how they're just like, the power they think they have is really what it is. And that's the scary part. I've been like, I think a guy almost pulled a gun on me on the interstate, but then he, fell behind me in traffic. But this guy was mad that I was driving the speed limit on the interstate and pulled up next to me and started like cussing me out through the window. And he was like, to be clear, he was leaning out of his car window. It was not a like, I'm yelling and I'm pissed off from inside my car. No, he was physically like out of his window.
Yikes.
Like pointing, like almost like he was trying to reach my car. And then I just flipped him off and drove off. And he like went back and looked in his passenger seat. I saw him.
Oh.
There wasn't a person in that passenger seat. He was alone in the car, right? But there was just enough traffic that I could like, you know, put people in between us. And thankfully, I have a very nondescript car with like no stickers or anything on it, so you can't tell like, oh, it's that one, right? But it was just like, this white guy's gonna try and shoot me because I'm not speeding down the interstate. Like, it doesn't make sense, and like they're just too comfortable with being racist and being violent.
You know, I like how you say that because there's a similar situation that happened back in the fall where what was his name? His name was Alex. He was sitting on the train. This old white lady was calling him was calling police because he doesn't like kids. He didn't like the way he was sitting. And I was like, hey, now do I really have to explain how dangerous it is to call the police on a young black man and escalate a situation for no goddamn reason?
Yes,
And I was like, an old lady didn't like the way he was saying. Are you fucking kidding me?
It was just pure racist because he wasn't doing anything. It wasn't like he was taking up like a whole area. He was just on the train.
Yeah,
that was it.
And I was like, hey, this is like Emmett Till shit. Like, the conductor should have been like, hey, you know what? Sit down. You guys see it right there? Okay, good. You sit in your seat and you worry about you.
Like, and that might have happened if the roles were reversed, but it's an old white lady. What is he gonna say? She'll just fight. Those Karens love to fight. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
She would be like, well, you can't tell me what to do. And then she would try to get him fired and also still call the cops. Like, they don't
I will
care.
say on the flip side of that, again, this is going into my petty ass. I would see a lot of videos of people being blatantly racist to black people in public. And then it just, they keep going. And then the black people just had enough and they just pop them. And knock him down clean. And I'm like, a little part of me is like, I'm satisfied to kind of see, don't fucking lie.
There was a video yesterday I saw where this white man, he was shirtless and everything, and the black dude just knocked him out.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes
I saw a good one. He got punched so hard, he hit his head on the building. I was like, he ain't getting up for a minute. He's down for the count.
They're too, like you said, like they're too comfortable being racist. Like, we need to
Did you guys
great again, man? Like,
did you see the video of the guy who got beat up by the teenagers?
Oh,
He might not have seen this one. But he was in Texas.
And what else? And guess what? When he got arrested, when he tried to get away, it's in this movie where he had to shave.
Oh yeah, he tried to like
so he wouldn't. He tried to shave his. It's like in that movie.
He was trying to shave his head afterwards. I didn't know that part.
He was trying to do that. He was trying to change his identity.
That's so fun.
It's just like in that movie where he's like, I gotta shave so they can't identify me.
So for context, there were a lot of schools who did walkouts. To be like ICE out of our country, ICE out of our schools, because ICE is going to schools and like stalking school buses and shit. Like, it's terrifying. So a lot of like high schoolers have been doing walkouts and stuff for it.
Right on.
This man who his car was on the road. It wasn't like he parked. He was on the road.
It's a lane,
which is bold. Gets out of his car and starts trying to physically assault one of these kids. I guess what was on their side. But then he gets bombarded by like 15 teenagers, and they absolutely beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It is like, I am not one for violence in general.
So
very nice.
His childhood. That's crazy.
What?
I'm assuming. I said on school property, but that's me assuming because the school in Jacksonville, they couldn't leave school property, so they did their walkout on property. Maybe that wasn't every school.
I was gonna say some of the schools that I've seen videos of were allowed to leave the property. Like some of the kids were like in non-school areas, but from where this video was taken, it's hard to tell if it was by the school or if it was just like in a random like third-party area that these kids were camped out in to protest. Because you really just see the fight. Someone started recording once the fight happened.
Yeah.
And then he gets beat up so badly he has to go cower back in his truck. But since he left his truck there, one of the kids was smart enough to get his license plate.
Right on.
And when he got arrested, even though you shaved your hair and you shaved your beard, you still got arrested.
Well, yeah, because he got
So,
arrested because they had the license plate. Because he didn't think kids would be smart enough to know to get the license plate off his truck.
Exactly. So afterwards, I was like, hey, so yeah, maybe going forward, learn to stay in your truck and keep your hands to yourself. And let this be a message to everybody saying, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that.
I also don't know what he thought was going to happen.
Right.
Like, you jump a bunch of kids and you think, even if he had successfully beat them all up, what then?
Yeah. That's like that that other guy, I can't remember his name, but you shared the video, Phil. That he's on the street protesting and he's wearing a body cam and this white lady walks up to him and
his name is U.S. Army Overlord Rig.
Yeah. And then she like comes up and like starts trying to hit him and smack his phone away, and then he shoves her, and then of course she dramatically falls and acts like, oh my god, he attacked me. And luckily he had the body cam footage and the police are like, oh, okay, yeah, no, you're fine, but bro, like you didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's what we've gotten. Where it's like, yes, we're in a surveillance state, and like the cops can use that against us, but also like we kind of have to record everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like if we hadn't had multiple recordings of what happened to Renee and Alex, like we wouldn't have actually gotten the real story. Because, of course, the MAGA media immediately turned around and was like, well, they were assaulting officers and they were causing problems and they were the ones at fault.
And they're using AI to edit the video for it to be different. And
yeah.
And
that's why AI is awful and needs regulation.
Like, that's why I say it's the race to the bottom with these idiots.
It is. Because they keep finding new ways to disappoint me every day.
And that's
every day I log on to the internet, and every day I'm more disappointed than I was the last day.
Pretty much.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I get good thing. Since we've been on this for 3 hours, I guess we probably need to wrap this up at some point. But let's go ahead and just get to the finale and say, like, despite everything, what gives you hope about future Black representation in nerd and fandom culture?
I guess just seeing more Black people flourish, more Black people being cast and stuff, more people talking about this, even just seeing white people have that click moment of, oh, you know, it's being more spread and like more talked about. I think that's the best we can do, really, is just kind of shed light on it and then keep the conversation going. And honestly, that's the best that I can do, I can say.
Good. Yeah, Onyx.
Yeah, so this is gonna sound crazy, but please follow my thought process.
Yes,
so
we will.
I don't know if any of you have seen the Markiplier movie Iron Lung.
Oh, yes.
Heard about it.
Okay, so there is a line in the movie that so for context, for the two of you who have not seen it, he is being forced to be a part of this like scientific expedition. He did not sign up for it. He is a convict. He is being forced to do this. There is a line that the scientist in charge uses, which is, "This is bigger than me." And she says that line several times. This is bigger than me. And it sounds arrogant at first, but like at the end, it's like, oh, this is not just some arrogant like mantra that she's forced to say. Like this, you can tell she means it, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I watched that movie and then I sat in my car and I cried for like 15 minutes and then I drove home. But I wasn't crying because of the movie itself so much as how much like Mark's content has meant to me because I've been watching Markiplier on YouTube for like well over a decade.
He's a good one.
Like I'm almost 30 and I've been watching him since I was in like middle school, right? Like it's been a long part of my life. But to see him talk about it afterwards and like talk about the reviews and stuff and how he felt like the movie was bigger than him and stuff like that, it hit me where it was like, we need more, because I've honestly been like considering like maybe I should just quit trying to make content for people. Maybe I should just quit trying to like do this thing, because I have videos that I need to edit for YouTube. I want to live stream more. Like there's a lot of like, I want to make more cosplays just in general, but I'm like, you know, I got really depressed during the like December, and I was like, maybe I should just give it all up, right? And then I saw that and I was like, but what if there's a kid like me who needs to see someone like me doing the thing that I'm doing? And that's when it became bigger than me, right? That was my this is bigger than me moment. And that like is why like I had to download a new video editor on my computer because I don't have the old one. But like it was it's been the start of me being like, this is no longer about me making art for myself. I mean, it's for me. Whatever I choose to make is going to be something that I want to make, obviously. But like, it's now gotten to the point where I'm doing this for other people.
Purpose.
It's doing it for people who are younger, who maybe are afraid, who are shy, who want to do things but don't know where to start, don't know if they can, don't see themselves anywhere else. Like that was the like, oh no, I have to do this. Even if it's not a big thing, even if I don't get super famous for it, even if it's just one kid who like, you know, is scrolling on Instagram and sees a video I made and they're like, oh, she looks like me. That would be even if I never know about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be enough for me to feel like I've done something good, you know?
Well said.
Yeah, definitely well said. And Bree, you got anything?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it kind of just culminates what the two said, but basically just creating the space for different personalities and different expressions to exist and be accepted. And the more, maybe dense is a word I can use, dense that sea of representation gets, I feel like inherently the more Black people or people of color in general, like all the diverse identities can not be a monolith. And I guess like a safe space of being who you are authentically. Like a lot of musical artists came to my mind. Like one artist that I think of, I don't know how big she is, but I've known of her for a bit, and I think it's Jungle Pussy. And she's very like eccentric and unique in how she goes about her expression. And that was always very freeing for me to see as someone who gets so in my head about if I'm being judged or whatever the case may be, to see someone just like express himself and just be and be like, you may think I'm weird, but I don't care. And for it to also be a Black woman is, and I with an identity that I can relate to, it's just really nice to see, and it's comforting. And even like it's funny because as you mentioned, like the little shy kid, I thought of myself honestly, because I still see myself as that little shy kid trying to break out of this shell. And even as an adult, it's healing to see other adults as well, like doing things and being themselves. And I think it's just an overall a beautiful way for more people to be, and however that looks. And before this conversation ends, I want to say I really enjoyed talking with you two ladies and the other lady that was here earlier. And you guys really inspired me, and I loved hearing your responses to things. And I really enjoyed this, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of this and meet you guys. So
yeah, me too. This has been good.
Likewise. Yeah, I'll make sure I'm following all y'all.
Yeah.
Stay
find your handles.
Definitely. I think everybody enjoyed our conversation. I know we kind of went on, but I think after we ran on, I think we pretty much explained everything I had in the questions. I think we pretty much explained everything, so I think we're good. I think we did. So
yeah,
listen, as long as we're happy, Phil. This is your podcast. I want to make sure we're doing it right. Be good.
Oh, definitely. And I appreciate it, guys. So, but yeah, it sounds like we had a good time here. I'm glad we all got our sense to vent and speak our minds here. This is something that we need to keep doing.
Yeah, and thanks for inviting us to this and doing this, like keeping this conversation going, man. Like
this is an important part of it, is people willingly opening up spaces to talk about being Black in predominantly white spaces, or at least spaces that we're not, always wanted. But it keeps it open, and that's good. We need more of those spaces.
Thanks. I appreciate that, guys.